all they think about is money. That's all they think about is money, man. Especially if they see that you're a foreigner, they're gonna try and exploit you somehow.
Oh, still money.
If they see you're from England or America, they're definitely gonna try to exploit you. To them, you're a gold man. They're gonna be begging you, saying, "Take me to America now."
Yeah. Yep.
You know, even you have women jumping on you and shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So what do you think was going on back then in the Roman Empire?
Same thing.
You know, you had a lot of black women that would sell out, and that they'd glorify in the Roman way, because they saw that Israel was losing.
Yeah.
So they probably idolized the Roman way. For example, you had Timothy here. His father was a Greek. He liked the Greek way, but his mother was a Jewess.
And I believe he was in the, he said he was in the military, innit?
Who?
His father.
No, he was a Greek. He liked the Greek. He was a Greek-speaking Jew.
Oh yeah, right.
Timotheus.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of our people that glorified in the ways of the heathens back then, man. Because they looked at it like, yeah, that's the winning side. The Greeks, yeah, they conquered us. Yeah, that's the winning side. Yeah, the Romans, that's the winning side. So fuck, we're dressing up like a Hebrew. That's in the past now. That's boring. You know what I'm trying to say? You had a lot of dishonorable people among us, man, back then. So so like I said, so Israel at the time wasn't some glorious kingdom like in the time of Solomon. It turned into a ghetto because we've been conquered so many times and had not much time to repair itself, man. Ever since the Greeks, because you had the Medo-Persians. During the time of the Medo-Persians, Cyrus gave us the decree to rebuild the temple, right? So it was only during that time we was able to have a little bit of respite. But when the Greeks came and fucked us up, we didn't have time to really repair because they don't fucked us up bad, man. And then the Romans came. So by that time, that's no surprise. It must have been a real ghetto, man. That region, the region of Judea, must have been a real ghetto.
That's what went down. Yeah. And that's going on right. That's the same thing like now. The gates has been destroyed. That's why we really got
Like Lamentation 1 and 3 and 5 says, adversaries are the chief, enemies prosper.
Yeah, enemies prosper. Go on.
Yahweh have afflicted her for the multitude over transgression. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
Right, go on.
And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed.
Right, the beauty of Zion, her beauty is departed. You can read that in Isaiah 3. Instead of beauty, they shall burn, meaning they're going to be ugly. It's like, for example, I keep saying the word example, but there's many examples out there though. Like when you go on YouTube and you check out those black women, those makeup artists, when they have all of that makeup on, they look decent. But the minute they take that makeup off, I mean, they just look ugly as hell. And you gotta be honest too, like when you watch the videos, you gotta just say, man, that's one ugly woman right there, man. You understand? So everything's being fulfilled. Go on, read that. Read that verse again and then get Isaiah the 3rd chapter.
And the daughter of Zion, her beauty is departed, her princes are becoming like herds that find no pasture.
And you know what proves, and that's what further proves that we are the Jews. We are the real Israelites, because the Bible shows you the curses that the Jews would go through in these latter times. Okay, those Israelis over there, they're not living up to these curses. Their women don't have to prostitute and do all these different things and being exploited or being reproached, which the word reproach means shame. They're not going through all of that. They control the media. They control all of the diamond districts of the world. Okay, they control all manner of things that are highly important. They control them. So how could they fit the curses? Okay, only one people could fit the curses that's in his Bible, and that's our people. Go on, to the T.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
There you go, and it's going to be for a sign and a wonder upon thy seed forever, meaning for an eon or a time. Not forever and ever, but for a time. Okay, and this is the thing. So when we look at what's going on around, when it comes to our people, whether they be in Brazil, or whether they be in Mexico, whether they be in Puerto Rico, okay, or Puerto Rico, you know, our people, man, they fit the curses. And that's why we can easily say, without no shred of doubt, without no doubt, that we have to be the people of the Most High. It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. Okay, that we would have a byword. Okay, that we would have a byword amongst all of the peoples of the earth. Okay. Oh, you're African American, or you're Jamaican, you're from Trinidad, or you're from Nigeria, or you're from Ghana. These are all bywords, man, that was given to our people. So we already fulfilling what's already been written that the Most High spoke against us for. Go on.
Back to Lamentation 1 and 7, it says, Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and of her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old.
Right.
When her people fell into the hand of the enemy and none did help her.
Right, and none did deliver. Because when you go back to Africa now, when the Israelites, when we the royal Israelites went into Africa, we were there for like what? A millennium and half a millennium. About 1,500 plus years we were there for. So when we were there for a due time, what was going on is that the Israelites now, and you know what? Check this out. This is an Edomite that brought this out. Okay, Edomite had the balls. You know, and I give him the benefit of the doubt. He had the balls to stand up right in front of his congregation and tell the people that, look, the so-called Negroes fit the prophecies according to the Bible. Okay, of the Jews. That's what he did. Okay, and what was going down is that, which he's correct on, when we were there, when we were in the interiors of Africa, right? What happened was you had the Arabs and the indigenous Hamites there, okay, and you had other tribes too, all right, and the Muslims, okay, and then you had the Amalekites that were the they were the ones that was pretty much initiating the whole slavery deal. They were involved all together. It wasn't just Esau. It was the Ishmaelites. Okay, it was the Hamites too, and you had other sellout Jakes as well. And that's why, and although you had other sellout Jakes that was involved in that, but guess what? The Lord is still gonna have mercy on Jake. Why? Because we're under that covenant. Okay, we're under that covenant. But the Lord is gonna get all of these other. Matter of fact, brother, get me Joel the 3rd chapter. Joel 3, let me see something real quick. I know exactly what it's at. Joel 3. It speaks about you know what, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna have somebody else speak. Cause I've been talking too long now, man. I've been jibber jabbing too long. Huh? Say that again? No, you're gonna speak, brother. You wanna speak? Okay, well the one can speak then.
You can do it, man. You can do it. It's just that you need to relax, bro. That's all. You can talk. You know how to talk. This
16. Don't read it yet, though. Let me see this. Cause I could be wrong on that.
What, they have cast close from it?
Yeah, read. Yeah, that's the one right there. Come.
I'll start from 1.
Okay.
It's at Joel 3 and 1, and it says, "For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring."
Say what, brother Baba Bashar, carry that verse one more time.
It's at Joel 3 and 1, and it says, "For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of."
What that's talking about is that the Lord is going to take us out of captivity, meaning He's going to take back the captivity. That's what that's talking about. Go on.
"And I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land."
Yeah, and that's what the whole World War III thing is about. Because if you notice, like you was going into, brother, right? How the Chinese was involved in, involved in the whole slavery deal. If you notice, those nations that were involved in us going down, those are the same nations that he's going to involve in this nuclear war. Okay, so it's all. That's why World War III is happening. it already stems back to what they've done to us. That's what it goes back to. Go on. But how are you going to know that? Because the Lord is going to reveal to you the secrets of this ministry. That's how you're going to know that. And that's the reason why World War III is going to happen, because of what Esau did, what them Arabs did, and what them indigenous Africans did to our people, the Israelites. Okay, and that's why World War III is going to happen. Read that.
3 and 3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
And that's exactly what they did. You know, when you read the story, you know about the those different Hamitic kings in Africa and all of that. That's what they were doing. Okay, they were actually they were actually exchanging our people for wine and other things, other resources that they needed. Go on, brother. I don't really remember the other resource, but I do remember it being wine.
Gunpowder.
Yeah, gunpowder.
And what's other things, man? There was other like special, like valuable things that they were exchanging for us, man.
Yeah.
Like bullshit things, because you know Esau.
I think it was beans too, right? Was it beans as well?
I don't know. But you know, Esau would probably rip off them Hamites, because them Hamites they don't know what a good deal is, man.
Yeah, because that's true. Because what happened was what they did was I think it was the British, or it could have been the Spaniards. But what they did was I think it was the British. What they did was they have watered down the wine. They used to put water in it and sell it to them Hamitic nations, them Hamites. That's what they used to do. Come on, you're going. So that actually was fulfilled.
That's something. That's something.
Now finish that, brother, then you can say what you gotta say. If you gotta finish, you gotta keep things in focus. I'm almost done anyway.
Joel 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
Because when you deal with Tyre and Zidon, that's the Hamites. And that's what they were doing. They were involved in the slave trade, along with the Arabs and the so-called white man. They were involved in enslavement of the Jews, the real authenticated Jews in Africa. So guess what? What's going to be the payback? We're going to keep reading. Go on.
Verse 5 says, because you have taken my silver and my gold.
Right, because you have taken my silver and my gold. And that's what Esau did as well. They stole the gold from the South American, the South Central American Indian people down there in Brazil and other places, and even Argentina. And check this out, the word, one of the brothers brought this out, the word Argentina means silver. So they was even stealing silver from the tribes, the northern tribes going. And Brazil is a Hebrew word which means iron, from the Hebrew word barasol. So that's what Esau was doing. Esau was stealing goods and naming the lands after the goods they done took from the land, from the people. Go on.
Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
And that's what they did when they infiltrated Jerusalem, and they took the menorahs and they took all of the other things. I'm talking about the Romans. They took all of our stuff, all of our goodly things that we had. So that was prophesied as well. Go on.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have been sold unto the Grecians.
Yeah, have been sold unto the Grecians. Now check this out. If you look up that word Grecian, the word you're gonna get is Japhet, which the Japhites were the original Grecians, because they dwelt in the land of Europe. Those Samoan Islanders, those Aboriginal people, they actually lived in the land of Europe. You can get that in Genesis the 10th chapter, but obviously in a spiritual sense, we know what that's talking about. That's talking about the so-called white man. Okay, they were sold unto the Grecians. That's what that's really going into at the end of the deal. Is there any more?
See, I have a reference Bible, and it says people of the Greeks.
Yeah, see, even they know that. You're going.
That you might reprove them far from their borders.
Right, that you may remove them far from their border. Because although we did leave the land of Jerusalem because of Roman persecution. But really, ultimately, when you check it out, they did remove us far from our border because of, when you deal with the Roman persecution in 65 to 70 AD, we had to forcefully come out the land to go somewhere else. So yeah, they did remove us out of our border. Go on.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither he hath sold them,
Right.
and I will turn your recompense upon your own head.
And that's when Yahweh Shai comes in. Yahweh Shai is going to deliver the elect that was scattered abroad, the Israelites, okay, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We're going to be delivered out of here. Okay, go on.
Behold, I will raise... Verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
Right, and that's it there. Read that verse again, read that again.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
Right, meaning, I believe, if I'm correct, brother, they're going to go into slavery.
Right.
They're going into slavery. The so-called white man and these other nations that conspired together to bring the Israelites into slavery on them cargo slave ships, they're going into slavery. But before they go into slavery, they're going to go into this nuclear war to blow themselves to bits, to smithereens. And you can read that in Joel, the 2nd chapter. Read on.
And they shall sell them to the Sabians.
And that means we're going to have taskmasters, pretty much. We're going to have them Hamitic nations being over them, giving them hell. Because even them Hamites, they want to get a piece of the so-called white man, the Edomite. Okay, go on.
To a people far off, for Yahweh hath spoken it.
For the Lord hath spoken it. It says Yahweh hath spoken it. So that's the words of the supreme power. So these other nations are through. Yeah, they fucked us up and all that stuff, but guess what? We gonna fuck them up way more than how they did us. Okay? And that's all I gotta say from there, man. You know, hey, whoever wanna speak, they can speak, you know. Is there any more on that? You got some more than it seems like you had any more. Okay, you didn't have any more. Yeah, that's pretty much the point on that, man. I've said what I have to say.
Yeah, go ahead. You hold the camera.
I'll hold the camera. As I always do, which I don't mind doing it.
Go on.
Read on.
Yeah, we should be married because, hey, man, this society is just about to be done away with real soon, man. So ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's a club by today. Maybe it's the haircut.
Yeah, that does happen at times. You know, when you trim your head down, yeah, that happens.
Be looking free in the kingdom. No, I'm not corrupt.
Yeah, the time and the place. Come on.
Verse 9, it says, I proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw nigh, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Okay.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right, because we're in a time of third world war, man. Okay? Because that's what's coming. Okay, a third world nuclear holocaust. Okay, we're gonna have the Arabs, the Chinese, the Japanese, okay, the different Arabic nations, the East Indians. They're all gonna be involved in the third world nuclear war, and the white man, in the American so-called white man, the red man.
That's right.
And Britain too. All right. The Bible clearly speaks about nuclear destruction. How America's gonna be destroyed by nuclear fire, man.
That's right.
Where?
Verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all the heathen, and gather yourselves together round about.
Who are the heathen? Who are the heathens? Are the other nations, okay, that are not of our people, man. So-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanics. If you're not of these people, the scriptures call you basically a heathen.
Come on.
You're an outsider. Alright? You're a foreigner. So read that again.
Joel 3:11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens.
Assemble yourselves, all ye heathens. Go ahead.
Come on.
And gather yourselves together round about.
And gather yourselves together round about.
he that caused the mighty ones to come down, or Yahweh. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat.
Right, because there's going to be a third world nuclear war.
Are you guys Israelis?
No, we're not Israelis, we're the Israelites.
Where does your religion?
This is not religion. This is not religion.
Okay, so are you part of where Israel occupies?
That's our land. That's originally our land. We're supposed
What do you think about then the Straits of Jordan and the occupied territories? Do you think they should be?
that whole land needs to be destroyed.
Okay. So what about the Palestinians? Do you think they deserve a homeland?
Oh
No,
yeah.
but those people are Arabs. Those are Israelites.
Zechariah 12.
So
That's our land. That land is our land.
for 2,000 years, the Israelites didn't have a homeland, did they?
No, we would know
No,
too.
we were taken out of them. But he want to know. There was there's a parable about the sower soweth the word, and then the little bird took that which is sown out.
That's him right there.
The little guy, demon, that's what happens, man.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Hebrew Israelites? You familiar with the Hebrew Israelites? Yeah, that's right. Everyone knows about it. 8 years ago, when I was teaching, no one knew about it.
Come on.
You go out to a person, you know about the Hebrew Israelites, and they don't even know what you're talking about.
Come on.
8 years down the line, everyone knows about it. Everyone's seen
Yeah,
at
it's
least
worldwide.
one video.
It's worldwide. Come on.
At least seen one video. How did you know about it? Yeah, but have you seen any videos about it? You haven't seen no videos. Go ahead, bro.
Joel 3 and 12 again said, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat.
Yahweh Shaphat, which in the Hebrew means valley of decision.
For there,
A low land of decision. Valley of decision. Go on.
for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. I put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
The harvest is ripe. What that means, say, the harvest is ripe. Meaning, say, the most I sit on this seat and say, yeah, now is the time. Now the
Come on.
time
Come on.
for me to destroy them.
Come on.
Yeah? Now is the time. Say, the harvest is ripe. What is the harvest? Give me Matthew 13.
The time is right.
By that time,
Come on.
get Matthew 13. Verse verse 39. And you can speak. You have a question?
Oh, they don't want to be on. Okay. Yeah, I do that to everybody, you know. That come up, you know. Yeah, go on.
It's Matthew 13 and 39, and it says, the enemy that sowed them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
Right, because it said the devil, that's the one that sold them is the devil. Now, did you know that according to the Bible, the devil is the so-called white man? The red man, okay, or Esau, so you can understand, Edomites. Then it said it said the harvest is what?
The harvest is the end of the world,
It said that the harvest is the end of the world,
and the reapers are the angels.
and the reapers are the angels. So when it said put ye in the sickle,
Right.
so that's talking about the angels. They're gonna be playing a major part in this third world nuclear war.
Oh, Revelations the 7th chapter 2. The winds.
The winds.
Yeah.
Right.
The angels have
Right.
charge of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me stay put with the harvest is right. Because read on.
Verse 14 says, and as therefore the tears are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be in the end of the world.
Right, when the harvest is
Nice.
right, man.
Nice.
Because the tears talking about you got a certain illegitimate children, so you can say, that were fathered by the enemy, by the devil. That's very, very crucial why the so-called black woman may be spreading her legs for anybody. But the scriptures say that them children there, they're gonna be destroyed, man. They're gonna be missile food. Alright?
And plus they were all born of adultery. Some of them are born of adultery too.
Right.
All of them really.
You know?
Come on.
So fire, talk about nuclear fire. Not talking about some little furnace or oven thing.
Come on.
Alright? So let's go back to the is there any more? Is there anything more?
Can read 41. Yeah. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all the things that offend and them which do iniquity.
Yeah, so not only the tares, we can have a little 2/3 niggas that's going to be destroyed.
God, that's right.
It's going to be destroyed.
And shall cast them into the furnace of fire. They shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Like you're an Israelite. No, you probably think that you're African. You're not African. Okay, the people of so-called West Africa are the Jews.
Yeah, that was too heavy for him.
He said, "Yep, I'm like, these guys are crazy." You know, he said the Lord's gonna gather out all things that offend, man. Because you have a lot of our people that they're gone, man. You know, they've caused a lot of offenses. They disrespect this truth. Okay. And when you disrespect this truth, you're disrespecting Yahweh Shai, man.
God, that's right.
You're disrespecting the spirit of the Most High. The spirit and vibration of the Most High, man. You're basically just waving your hand at him. A lot of our people have been a lot of very disrespect towards the Most High, man, and His Son, and His truth. And to when you disrespect us, they're disrespecting Yahweh Shai, because when we come out here, in our street, right, we're meeting Yahweh Shai.
That's
so
right.
Go out there to meet the Lord at midnight.
Come on.
So when the 2/3 walk past and disrespect, Yahweh Shai is in the midst. He said, when 2 or 3 are gathered, there I am.
There you go.
So when 2/3 disrespecting the spirit, so the Lord gonna gather them out of His kingdom, man.
Yep.
So let's go back to Joel, man. And then there's a description of. It's in the sequel. What's the verse?
I think it's Revelations 14, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know a verse though.
Yeah.
I think it's 20 something. Let me see something.
14 and 15.
Yeah, get that. You need to get into the scripture there.
Yeah. It's all prophetical.
Is it all the